Hello, welcome to today's show. I'm your host Kim Min-kun. From our opening, you may have already figured out our today's topic. Yeah, Chinese wuxia film.
Chinese wuxia film translated into English. It is called martial arts films or swordsman films. Xiake has been translated into swordsman. This kind of translation may have some sense, but it cannot fully explain the content of wuxia film. In Chinese, the wuxia are two words. Wu means martial arts. It is the external expression form of wuxia film. Xia means achiever. It is the soul of wuxia film. It blends three schools of Chinese traditional culture: Confucianism, Taoism, Buddhism, then derive a particular Chinese spirit of Xia. Chinese swordsmen can play with the value of filial piety and readiness in Chinese Confucian culture. They have strong of social responsibility, but they are also indifferent, and pursue the elegant and easily lifestyle in Taoism. In addition, they also absorb seminaries' attitude of tolerance, kindness, and tolerance from the Buddhist culture. Although they have a high innate martial skills, but they are not hurt others easily. On the contrary, self-civilization is Chinese swordsman's pursuit. Use literature or printing to describe the Chinese swordsman has become the best way for Chinese scholars to release their emotional. Now, modern filmmakers use film technology, dig into the spirit of Chinese chivalry culture contraction, and integrating into a new emotional catharsis.徐克, as the main force of Hong Kong New Wave films, he is one of the founders of New Hong Kong wuxia films. In his movie, he described a society which redressed the scores and upholding the justice by Chinese swordsmen. Although in the real society it won't happen, but it reflects a kind of yearning of audience inner. Now, let us together into world of wuxia film enjoy徐克's wuxia dream. Since the end of 1980s to 1990s, the creation of new wuxia film are always徐克's mark.徐克's wuxia film represents the highest achievement of new wuxia film, even without徐克involved in the production, but is also deeply influenced by the徐克's film. The greatest characteristic of徐克's new wuxia film is to modern ideology of traditional rewrite and repackaging with traditional and national feeling of the earth's nature, such as Once Upon a Time in China series.徐克put character into the conflicts between traditional and modernity, and changed the subject that not simply a position between good and evil, so that Once Upon a Time in Chinese has a more complex updated authority significance from徐克's new wuxia film. You can find many modern consciousness, but you also can feel a deep sense of national feelings and culture traditionals. Such as Once Upon a Time in China, the most prominent contradiction is the contradiction between Chinese and foreigners. The film description that Liu Yunfu have sent a gift to Wang Weihong, with holding fine written the unequal treaties, as well as the scenario that foreigner traffic Chinese people to the United States and etc. Those are filled with deep feeling of a nation. The new wuxia film are four situations with troubled times. the historical background of the story being introduced, such as the swordsman's original have no background.徐克treated it in Qing-Dong authoritative barbecue techniques of the Ming Dynasty. Once upon a time in Chinese series have even portrayed the character in the Qing Dynasty. Chaos among the implicit aggregation of Chinese nation, even in the absence of clear out in the film's background, also filled with a chaotic picture, such as the Chinese ghost story, Green Snake in the world of mixed humor and the bugbear's knife. In the bucket-ridden chaotic situation, and so on. The reason of徐克performance troubled time as the background of the story, because of the troubled time background could provide more room for him to play a movie, shuttered and personal opinion, which in turn faces shooting, martial arts, general and critical of human nature, and the political performance. Second, the troubled time history conception more or less reflect the arc to secular view, and sometimes movie are an ancient troubled time. In fact, it's the preview of reality. In addition,徐克's new wuxia film also used a lot of advanced special effect technology, making movie goers enjoy the visual fast of new martial arts. In Once Upon a Time in China,徐克designed a scene that used man-eaters to fight. It is one of the most spectacular fight scenes in the history of wuxia film. In addition,徐克has also designed a lot of excellent kung fu skills, such as Dong Fang Bubai with his cruel needle, Zhou Lengshan with his one-finger zen, and all give the audience very strong sensorial stimulation. Features of the new wuxia film lies romance. New wuxia film to create the romance feeding mainly on the feeding of the rendering. In traditional wuxia film, love is just a foil of the chivalry's notify, and the徐克's movie has linked the love and often tourism, touching it is not only a foil of the chivalry, such as the new Dragon Inner. The love between Xu Moyan and Zhou Huanan is seen in three signs. From the outside, the Xu Moyan and Zhou Huanan meet at inn. They loving to smile, although there are no words, but the kind of deep love is overflowing screen.
徐克is a wonderful and amazing director. Most of his films are talking about the traditional Chinese story. For his film, you can see a lot of wonderful kung fu and amazing CGI technology. For me, he is the best, the new wuxia film director in Hong Kong cinema. Okay, this is today's show. Thank you for your watching. Bye.
绝招好武功，问世间多少个能上高峰。